everyone, it's the man called Ant, and here I am. Day one, let's call it day one. Everything is still up in the air. However, I did try to contact my boss. It is a holiday here, and luckily our store, the two stores in Ontario, are the only ones in the entire country that are open. Yes, we get to work on a day when everybody else is closed in the entire country, but hey, whatever, we had nothing to sell, nothing to do, so it wasn't a very crazy day. But I did write an email to my boss today. As we discussed yesterday, the time for change is here right freaking now. I'm afraid for my life and my health. There's no other way around it. And I've had very, very good success before by taking the time I needed to not just physically change, but to mentally change as well. And that's a key component that a lot of people don't take into consideration. I've tried doing exercise programs and diets and lifestyle changes and things like that while working, and it just never works out. The most successful fasts, the most successful changes I've made in my life, the most impactful changes I've had in my life have come when I've taken the time off to make time for myself. And that's something that's very difficult for people to do. It's very difficult for me to do. I mean, even my last holiday a couple of years ago was I took 10 days off work and I water fasted for 10 days. I mean, it's the only time I can do those kind of things, and they're so beneficial, so helpful. Hello, somebody's knocking around over there. So yeah, I took the leap today. Today is Monday. It's a holiday, but I sent my boss an email. And we're not talking about my manager, the low-level boss, the somebody who's slightly higher in the food chain than me. I'm the CEO, who's also a very fit man and considers health and fitness to be of paramount importance. He's also said many times in the past that he considers the health and welfare of his employees incredibly important, and has demonstrated such to me personally when I first started the company and had a hernia, and they could very easily have just said, you haven't even started yet, we're just not going to start you, so reapply when you're fixed. But they actually held my job, my brand new job, untested, untried, for me while I went and had surgery and recovered from surgery. So it could go many ways. Of course, in the worst case scenario, my wife is a little paranoid about this. He could say, "Hey, I just paid your moving expenses to go out there and be a manager, so I want my money back. I'm gonna take the money away from you, and I'm gonna fire you, and blah 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 blah. How dare you do this to me?" I don't really think that's going to happen. That would be a very, very cold thing to do, considering the situation. If I moved out here and then said, "Ha ha ha, I lied. I just wanted to move out here because I want to change the scenery. You paid the way, hey, ha ha ha," yeah, then I'd be a dick. But that's not the case at all. I came out here with absolutely the best intentions. Unfortunately, I didn't come out to a job to manage. I came out to a job to build, and to a lot of physical labor with a hernia, which is a story for different videos. For the time being, I've sent him a very detailed email, since he's not available by phone anyway. It's a holiday. And I wanted to be able to express all of my concerns and everything in a concise way that after the very recent passing of my little dog and other things, it's been an emotional time. I often have a hard time vocalizing to people. I'm surprised I'm doing as well as I am with the camera even. But I've sent him an email, which is a little impersonal, but I know him. He will call me back. Asking for a leave of absence, whether paid with extended benefits or unpaid. But an opportunity for me to take the time I need to restore my health to a point where I feel confident to go back to work again, and that I'm not going to become a statistic of stress, obesity, poor lifestyle choices, etc., etc. I've got to make these changes no matter what. So I took the leap, and I contacted him, and I let him know. I'm expecting to hear from him tomorrow. He won't send an email. He will phone me, or he may call my partner and see what he thinks about it. I've already talked to my partner as well. Again, the whole vocalizing in-person thing with the store filled with new employees, and my inability to kind of just speak clearly when I'm stressed. I felt it best to forward the message I'd sent to my boss to him with a little extra explanation for him, in a little more detail, so he knew exactly what was going on. And he is also 100% supportive. I'm very happy about that, and I knew he would be. He's a really great guy. But yeah, he's offered to hold the reins on his own while I'm gone. I'm sure he doesn't want me to leave the company, to actually give notice and quit or anything like that. So he's willing to talk to the boss. He said, if the boss has any questions for him, he's welcome to call. The boss calls me a lot, but he doesn't really call the other guys as much. So, he's willing to go to bat for me and try to convince the boss that he should keep me around, regardless, whether it means in a diminished capacity as far as time or requirements, or just a temporary leave of absence for health reasons, which is not unheard of, and in the bigger picture is giving me some unpaid time off. More valuable in the long run. You lose an employee for a few months at the beginning of a store when it's slow, they're not doing any business whatsoever, or you keep an employee working until they ultimately drop dead. So 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It's really his call. But yeah, at least I've taken the step. I've been thinking about this literally for months and months and months and months, about getting to a point where I could take a break and start getting my health together again. The wife, like I said, in her career is doing very well, so now is an ideal opportunity. It's not great because, of course, we're still trying to save money to buy a house. We're paying for our daughter's university. There's a lot of stuff going on which requires money, but I'm confident. I'm confident that the money will be there when we need it. Let's put it that way. That said, I do have a link below if anybody wants to help sponsor my change and help me with this transition. There is a donation button there. By all means, anything that you would be willing to offer would be greatly appreciated. Okay, we're getting near the end. Let's move on to... So I've taken the first step. The other first step is I haven't eaten today. I had a cup of coffee this morning, and I am currently having more water. I've been having water all day. But I have started fasting. I'm not going to wait for the boss's decision or to stop working or anything like that. I have officially started fasting now all day. And tomorrow I'm going to continue going to work. I'm going to talk to my coworker and wait for the boss's call and see how it goes. And yeah, maybe he says, go for it, do what you need to do. And then tomorrow will be my last day of work for a while. As for the next video, I suppose I should get into the meat and potatoes of things. I've told you, I think I'm 320 plus pounds right now. I'm going to show you, I guess, a starting point video picture to show you where I'm at. And talk a little bit about my daily challenges. At the moment, I'm going to go do a workout that I haven't done for a couple days. So it's time. And get along with the rest of my evening. So once again, thanks for listening to the ramblings of the madman called Ant, and we will see you next video.